It looks like 83.3 degrees at the window right now. And the Google Boston weather report from 5 minutes ago says that it is 69 degrees in Boston right now. So there is a heat problem going on the top floor of this building, and I've been reporting it for 2 days now, and it continues to occur. I have to keep this window wide open and the air conditioner cranking, even though it only now cools like 2 feet in front of it, but you do get a bit of a cool breeze if you stand a few feet in front of this AC, because it's still blowing some cool air, because there's like excessive heat that seems to increase when you go towards the back of this unit, towards the door of the hallway. I really don't know what the deal is with the Greenville Group having the heat on the 4th floor of this building, but the heat is on. So just once again, for accuracy, the temperature over here by the open window, 82 degrees. Okay. When you go over to the door of the hallway, it gets exponentially hotter, and it literally feels like you're walking into a sauna when you open the door. The heat over here is now much warmer. It's been below 72 degrees in Boston outside for 3 days now. So the 90-degree temperature stopped on Wednesday. Today is now Friday. It is so hot in here. Hold on, let me just redo this temperature reading here. It's still doing the same reading from over by the window. What does it say? 88 degrees. Yeah, 88 degrees in the hallway. Why is it 88 degrees in the hallway and it gets hotter as you go towards the front stairwell? That's just weird. $85 degrees over here in the stairwell. Why is it 85 degrees in the stairwell? This is like a huge ventilated area. I mean, there's so much air in here. You would think that it would be the same temperature in here as it is outside, which right now is 69 degrees outside in Boston. 86. It's 86 degrees in this giant, huge area right here. And you would think that it would be the coldest here. I mean, look at this massive, massive vaulted ceiling that's like 1 story up, goes up 1.5 stories. I mean, you could put an entire other floor above here, but it's 85 degrees in here, but it's 69 degrees outside. I mean, that's like 20 something degree difference between the actual external temperatures in Boston and the area here, which means the heat is on. You can't have a concentration of like a temperature differential going from hotter to colder unless there is something that is creating the heat when there is no heat anywhere else. The only heat that exists anywhere in this entire 20 square mile area is in here. The heat is not coming from outside. It has been below 72 degrees now outside for 2.5, 3 days. But in here, it's 86 degrees. Yeah, look at this. Again, 86 degrees. Why is the heat on in here? It's actually 3 p.m. now, and I just left 2 voicemails for the Greenville Group at 2:45 and 2:55 this afternoon today, Friday, August 1st, because the heat is on in here. They need to check the thermostat. They literally run, like their operation is so badly run, nobody answers the phone in the middle of the day. I called the office twice. Hit 0 for the front desk twice. Nobody answers the phone twice. I called yesterday at 4:30 p.m. twice. Nobody answers the phone during normal business hours. I called yesterday at 4:30 and 4:45, which is still during normal business hours on a Thursday. Nobody answers. Nobody answers the emails. Nobody answers the voicemails. They are deliberately ignoring concerns about the dysfunction of the heating system in this unit and how the heat is actually verifiably cranking right now. You get hot just standing in the hallway. At least they turned the heat off in my unit, but it's the heat in the hallway is causing my unit to heat up once again. And so I have to have air conditioner cranking 24/7, the window wide open, which is a safety issue because they refuse to turn the heat down. It's the middle of the summer and the Greenville group is cranking the heat. And that's why it's 86 degrees in this giant vaulted front stairwell area that should be taking on the temperature of the outside conditions, because it's so huge that the only way it can maintain a temperature that is 27 degrees higher than the external temperatures outside right now is if the heat is on. There's no way an 87 degree temperature can be maintained in this giant area when the temperatures outside are 69 degrees right now, unless the heat is cranking. And they're ignoring my messages. Of course, that's what they do. That's their business model. Run a crooked, slumlord, corrupt organization and ignore people's concerns and let their health be affected and their well-being and their safety continue to be affected. And then if they complain, you just take them to court for illegitimate reasons that don't hold up. Okay, temperature went up in Boston. It is now 71 degrees according to Google weather. And it's showing that obviously today is Friday. See, Friday, 4 p.m., 71 degrees. So when the digital thermometer that I just took multiple temperature readings with in the hallway shows the temperature in the giant front stairwell area at 86 degrees consistently across multiple readings, and the temperature outside is barely at 71, it was 69 like a while ago, then the only way that the giant vaulted cathedral ceiling area of the front stairwell can maintain an 86 degree temperature, which is 25 degrees higher than the actual temperatures outside where I have my window open, is if the heat is on. You cannot maintain a 25 degree differential temperature gradient going in the wrong direction right now, where the temperatures outside are cold and the temperatures inside are hot, unless the heat is on. Thankfully, they did turn the heat off in this unit, so the baseboards are no longer hot like they were yesterday and the day before and the day before that. But the heat is still on in the hallway throughout the entire floor. And I just left 2 voicemails for the Greenville group in the middle of the day, and of course, they don't answer their phones.